This video, we are going to talk about um, how many developers struggle with project structure. All right, because you know project structure is very essential. It's something that people don't really talk about, but then I just want to talk about and make you understand the essence of it and to to show you how your project should be structured. All right. So it's going to be detailed and you're going to learn a lot. Trust me. So a lot of people, start learning React or Next.js and throw everything into random folders until the app becomes impossible to manage. All right. So this in this video, I'm going to show you a clean, scalable folder structure for both React and Next.js applications. All right. So I'll explain why each folder exists and give you the best practices you can use in real projects. All right. So let's start from asking ourselves why the essence of having a good structure, project structure, why project structure matters. All right. So before we jump into folders, let's quickly understand why structure matters. A good project structure helps it helps you to keep your code organized, all right? It also helps you to make your files easier to access, all right? It also scale large applications. It improve teamwork. So let's assume you are not just a person, working on that particular project, all right? Your team will be able to, read your code and understand your code, so it helps that a lot, and also it reduce confusions. All right, so imagine coming back to your code 6 months later and instantly understanding where everything is. So that's actually the goal of what a good project structure. All right, so let's start with you know this is actually a Next.js application, all right? But then let's briefly talk about how I can actually use this and talk about React project structure. Okay, it usually starts with this source directory and a lot of that. And they let me just try to point out something. For someone that has been using React and Next.js, you know that React is page, the while um Next.js is actually the routes are usually folders. All right. So that's just the difference and the routing and all of that. So we have the public folder which contain static files like images. This is actually the public folder there, you know mostly for public files, all right, like the images, um icons, and anything that you can access directly from your website, from your um any of your components or page. All right, so we have the assets folder, to store helps to store. We don't have it here, but for the React, we always have that. The assets helps to store, just like public. It does the same thing, but it's not really a big stuff. And of course, we have the main aspect of that, which is the components. The components folder. That is actually, I'm speaking about React. All right, so we also have the pages folder. We have the hooks, we have the services and all of that. Those ones are just going to be your preference while you are working on your project, you create them. All right. But let's quickly go to Next.js, which is what I have here um in my laptop. All right. So let's just quickly talk about that. This, while creating your Next.js application, Next.js will ask you if you want your um, directory to begin with source. So that is actually optional. It can actually begin with source, it can actually begin with app. So it's just your preference. It's not a big deal. So we have also the public folder. Like I said, is actually using keeping public files like the images, SVGs, and icons, etc. Or we also have the components. We have the components. We have the hooks. This is the components. We have the hooks. We have the services. We have the libraries. Let's see this one. See the component here. The libraries. We have the hooks. All right, and a lot of stuff. So the app is actually it's where your the main directory is actually the main directory. All right, and the layout, your app layout is it's where your everything is being wrapped. Let's see where that is here. You can see that here, if you close here, let's see. Okay, let's open, and this is it. This is the hub. All right, so that's where everything is. The, the directory of the, like, where your is actually where your. Let me bring that up again. Let me bring that up again. It's actually where everything. Let me see if that's okay. Sorry about this. It's actually where everything is being wrapped, and then your children are being displayed. All right, just like that, and so you can see here that it begins from the main source is what the source. The main is the source, followed by the app. But this source directory is actually preference. If you are the kind of person that you've created a Next.js app before, you can that when you're creating this, when you're creating your Next.js app, it's always optional if your source should be the main directory. All right, if not, it's going to start with what app. All right, so that is it. And checking this auth, where this the reason this I'm using this bracket actually is because I want this thing to be hidden. All right, it's just like for security purposes. So for Next.js, you can use this bracket if you don't want your um your page should to show this auth path. All right, so it's actually for security purposes. All right, let me try to explain that better. So let's take for instance that if maybe my path would have been slash host slash let's say user, but the re- because I use these brackets, it's not going to be like that again. It's just going to be what slash user. So that is the essence of that. So it's not going to show the user the main directory. All right. So all these things are just self-explanatory, and I have walked you guys through, and I've said things that are needed to be, needed to be known. So that's the main stuff. Remember, your project structure is very, very essential. All right.